Hey everybody, it's Dawn here and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are a first-time visitor. Now in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a really powerful technique using a pendulum that you can clear negative thinking patterns that I think everybody has to some extent. So stay tuned if this is something of interest to you. Now, as a dowser, I get to work with the unseen energies of a person, of their location, of their goals, hopes, dreams, you name it. And dowsing offers a really powerful way that we can tap into these unseen energies that are absolutely impacting our lives. So whether that's the energy in the home or the business location, whether that's the energetic influences of the individual, or whether that's the energetic consciousness of the business aspirations or the hopes or dreams of the individual. And it's fantastic work. So I thought it'd be really helpful to share with you one of the techniques that I might bring to this process. And it is really, really simple. You don't have to be an experienced dowser or pendulum user to be able to use this. It's so effective and fun. So I'm going to share that in a moment. Now, many of us have thought patterns that don't serve our highest good. Hands up, me as well. I haven't got all of my stuff sorted yet. We're probably not even aware that we have them. But did you know we're actually hardwired to have them? And the reason for this is that negative events have a greater impact on our brains than positive ones. And psychologists, well, they refer to this as the negative bias. And it really can have a powerful effect on our behavior, on our decisions, and even on our relationships as well. And this negativity bias means that we feel the sting of a rebuke more powerfully than we feel the joy of praise. And the human species tends to remember traumatic experiences better than positive ones. We recall insults better than praise. We react more strongly to negative stimuli. And we think about negative things that happen to us more frequently than the positive things that happen to us. And we respond more strongly to negative events than to equally positive ones. Now, our tendency to have a negative bias is a mixture of nature and nurture. So evolution suggests that this tendency to dwell on the negative aspects more often than the positive aspects really is a simple way that the brain tries to keep us safe. So think about what it was like to live thousands of years ago. So paying attention to the bad, the dangerous, and the negative threats in the world around us was literally a matter of life and death for us. So those who are more attuned to danger and who paid attention to the bad things that was going on around them were more likely to survive. And then there's the nurture side of things. Well, research suggests that this negativity bias starts in very young infants. And infants tend to pay greater attention to the negative facial expressions and tone of voice. And around this time, babies begin to experience greater brain responses to negative stimuli. So this suggests that the brain's negative bias emerges during a child's first years of life, or the first year of life. So you can see how prevalent negative bias is, and how it kind of shows up in our thinking patterns, because it can affect our beliefs about ourselves, it can affect our beliefs about others, it can impact our relationship and our decision making. So really, really powerful influences that we have. Now, there are lots of different ways that you can retrain your brain, and I'm not going to go into those for this video. I really want to focus on the work with Pendulum. But I'm not talking about conditions like clinical depression, kind of extreme anxiety and mental illness. If you are living with any of those conditions, I really do highly recommend that you seek out professional help. So that said, let's look how to clear these mental blocks that we might be experiencing that are having some impact on our lives. I'm going to choose one that a lot of people have a mental block about. Let's say money. Now, if we sit and think about our relationship with money, we can identify the underlying beliefs that we have about money. So do you ever think or say, you have to work hard to be rich? Money doesn't come easily. Rich people are selfish. Rich people are unscrupulous. People like me will never be rich. I never have enough money. Money corrupts. Any of those sound familiar? I don't know if you can recognize any of those in yourself, but some of those beliefs I absolutely have held. Maybe you can even identify some others that you're holding around your beliefs for money. Now, the first step of the process is to identify those beliefs, to really sit and think about the stories we tell ourselves about money. And then the next step is to create a statement which articulates what we want. Now, these are often called affirmations. And here are some examples. So, money flows easily to me. I have the money I need to live a fulfilled and happy life. Money helps people thrive. Totally different feel and vibe to them. So with affirmations, we create them in the positive and like it's already done. So when you've identified your beliefs and you've created some positive statements of where you want to be, it's time to pick up your pendulum. So this is a pendulum. It literally is just a weight at the end of a cord. This is a crystal pendulum, so it's amethyst on a chain. And so what I like to do is hold it fairly short, pinch it off in my fingers, and then we are ready to go. So we put it in a neutral swing, which is backwards and forwards, and then we get to set our intention. So our intention is that our beliefs about money are neutralized and transmuted. And then you speak out loud each belief that you have. So let's start with, I never have enough money. So what you'll see is the pendulum swinging in a counterclockwise way. And what this is doing is it's neutralizing the energy surrounding that belief. It's changing it at a quantum level. And it's going to do this until it has done its thing, basically. You don't have to keep saying the belief that you hold just the once is fine unless you want to do it. So as you can see, it's now coming to a stop. So the next thing I'm going to do is put it again into my my neutral swing, my backwards and forwards, and then I'm going to choose another belief that I might be holding about money. So let's say that, people with money are selfish. So now it is doing its thing and it's removing the energetic blueprint surrounding that. This one seems to be far more energetic for me. So this is probably a deep-seated belief that I have that's now being neutralized and transmuted. Now it's coming to a stop. So you will do that with every one of the beliefs that you hold around money. The next thing is to work with the positive, the affirmations, the statements that you've created. So let's say the statement that money flows easily to me. I'm going to pop this in the neutral swing and I'm going to say money flows positively through me. And as you can see, it's starting to now swing in a clockwise position. So this is recoding, this is re-establishing a blueprint for that positive, healthy relationship that I now have with money. Feels good. So then you can work on the next statement that you might want to bring in. Again, putting it into the neutral swing here, and then let's say that I'm going to say that I live my life abundantly, just off the top of my head. And then here we go. It's going in its wonderful clockwise swing. Well, it likes that. Being a helicopter. Until it stops. And you will just work through all of the statements individually, allowing the pendulum to do its thing. And then afterwards, just sit in a heart-centered space, being grateful, appreciative for what has occurred. Sitting in gratitude. Now, I am an earth-based practitioner, so I like to use the terminology, so mote it be, it's done. And then I don't have to think about it again. Now, don't forget, that technique can work with any blocking belief or negative thinking pattern. It doesn't just work with money. So it could be the beliefs that we hold about ourselves. It could be the beliefs that we have around a relationship. It could be the negative narrative that we have about anything. And we can use that technique for anything. It's amazing, and I hope you loved it as much as I do. So I hope that you found this simple technique a really interesting one and a fun one to do. I say all you need is a pendulum. You don't need to have any special dowsing skills. But if you are new to dowsing and you want to learn a little bit more about how to leverage the power that is a pendulum, or even what a pendulum is and what you're doing and what you're connecting to, then check out my video here all about using a pendulum for dowsing. Now, if you like what I do, you might want to swing over to Facebook, where I have a newly created Facebook group called Dowsing with Dawn, and on that I will be sharing lots of tips and ideas and thoughts and practices and videos, and maybe even some competitions and freebies all about dowsing. So find me on Facebook. That is Dowsing with Dawn. It's a Facebook group. Or you can check out how to get hold of me in the information below. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I hope that it's been useful. Please do pop a comment below if you have a go at this method and you're finding it really, really helps. Tatah for now.